speed that I've written. So let me take it again. So, Princess, I've said it all. My name is Kemisola Bolarinwa. I'm a woman in deep technology. I'm an inventor. I'm an innovator and an entrepreneur. I founded NextWear Technologies. So, NextWear Technologies, we are the first medical technology company in Nigeria. We develop affordable and accessible AI-powered wearable devices for early detection of diseases. Princess, I've said it. We had the first to do that. Though I have a background in electrical electronics, and later on, I ventured into robotics and embedded system. So I just decided, okay, I think this skill set of robotics is not something that is encouraging in Nigeria. How many people? I don't know. Even for you to build a robot right now, you have to empty your bank account and be seeking for more money. So and who is going to buy? Where's the market? So I just decided to change the skill. I mean, to use that skill set in medical field. I'm not a medical practitioner. I'm a pure engineer, a tech, no, a tech person, but I'm using that skill set in that space. So it's a privilege for me to speak with you today, and my sincere appreciation to the host of this event for giving me this platform to speak to this young mind. So I will be speaking here not just as an inventor. I'll be speaking as someone who wants to look at a national and global problem and said, I must try something. So my journey into innovation and creation of NextWare technology did not just start or begin with capital or connections. It began with curiosity, frustration, and deep sense of responsibilities. Because I look around, I see some problems. I saw so many gaps in health space based on my personal experience, and I was like, okay, I think at this point, fine, I have the skill in embedded C, I have the skill in robotics, and obviously, the skill is, I'm sorry to use that word, is nothing here in the country. Nobody cares about that in the country. When it comes to hardware, no. So I just realized I think this skill set I'm not using that I felt it's not useful for me, something I can use to solve this problem. So it was out of curiosity that I put up the company. I put up the Network Technologies. So several years ago, I noticed something troubling medical diagnostics where there were no outreach in so many places. Medical diagnostics, especially people that lives in rural area, people that live in underserved area. It's a big problem for them to have access to this diagnosing technology when it comes to MRI, when it comes to mammograms, even ultrasound. In some places, they don't have it in this our Nigeria. You'll be surprised that the whole Nigeria, 50, is not even up to 50, that has what's it, mammogram machine. Is so fortunate. So these are the lapses that I saw then based on the experience that I had. So, and I keep saying my experience because it happens to a woman and I'm a woman as well. And I realized that gap in breast cancer. So breast cancer was and still is taking mothers, is taking sisters and very fast. Recently, someone died, someone that I've once raised money for treatment. She died of cancer. So this is happening, every day, every day to people. And when you go on social media, you see some people they are raising money for. This is a big problem. Not that maybe they don't, it can be treated, but it's because they don't know at the early stage before it grew to stage 2 or 3 or 4. So I put here that not because they don't care, people die not because they don't care, but because early detection was difficult, expensive, and simply unavailable. Like I've mentioned, in the whole of Nigeria, we have 50 something mammogram machines, which is a no, serving over 200 million people. There's a big problem. So the pain become personal when I lost my hand to breast cancer some years back. The loss stayed with me. So at that time, I didn't have a company. So please, I want you to listen to this part. At that time that I have that idea, I was I didn't have a company. I remember I was a robotics in there. The good boss. The robotics that we're doing is more of educational robotics. So we were building a robot. It's just like my boss was because the things that we're building never see the light of the day. We never sell anything. We never scale up anything. But he's happy doing it. But we make revenue through educational robotics. So that was where the old skill started about me being an innovation or even coming into wearables. So when I left the company, that was during COVID, and get something done. So like I said, I never had a company when I started the whole thing. Um, so at that time, I didn't have a company. I did not have a laboratory, but I had something. I had the skill set in engineering. I have a skill set in robotics and embedded system. I have a passion for solving problems and the belief that technology can save lives. So that belief led me to found NextWear Technologies, built on a simple philosophy. So, and the philosophy is use what you know, build what is needed, solve what is urgent. I don't know if you get that fact. Use what you know, that's your skill set. Build what is needed. That's the solution you're trying to build is something that is needed urgently, not a solution that, okay, you felt, oh, this thing is a solution, oh, this thing can save life, or this thing can impact people. Let me just build it. But if you build it, how many people will this thing affect? So you have to think of something that is needed at that particular period of time. Then something that will solve an urgent problem. We are in Africa, we are in Nigeria, we can see the problem around us in health, in agriculture. We have so many challenges in education, so many areas in this country. So we have so many loopholes, so many gaps that we can fill in as an engineer or as a technologist. So we did not start NextWear Technology with big machine or fancy tool. We started very small. We started with sketchy, we started with breadboarding, we started, obviously you're going to have a multimeter, you have a soldering iron, fine. Then, countless sleepless nights for you to research on the problem that you're trying to solve, research on the solution, research on the problem itself to have an insight of the problem. So all these are what we're doing then, not because we don't have the money, we don't have the tool, we don't have the machine, we don't have the resources, let me just put it that way, but we're able to start something. I started something because of what I believe in. I so much believe in what I doing. I so much believe in my strength. So, but my skill become powerful the moment you dare to apply them. From this small beginning, the idea of Ewa DX was born. So Ewa DX is our flagship product. Ewa DX. Ewa DX is from Ewa. Ewa is a Yoruba language, which is beauty. DX is a short form of diagnostics in a medical term. So Ewa DX was born, and Ewa DX is a wearable clinical grade breast imaging system designed to bring early detection to every woman in every community, not only in hospitals but even at home. It is an affordable, accessible, and non-invasive painless and comfortable solution. Ewadia did not just come from comfort, it came from a burning question. If the system is not reaching women fast enough, then can we bring the system to them? I've mentioned this earlier. I realized the gap based on the challenge that happened, based on the incident that happened, and I was able to build something. Our DX is a smart bra that Princess mentioned. We just name it our DS. And why I name it our DS is this. We've found ourselves in the Western world. We now work, we've established in the US now. We now develop in the US. And I could see that the way things are going right now, because the country did not give us an enabling environment. What we are doing is new, fine, but it's not encouraging. So we just have to move out. And we were accepted wholeheartedly in the US. We were given an invitation. They heard about what we're developing. They called and they give us every support. I can tell you that the office that we're using right now in the US was given by the US government for free for 6 months. And everything that has to do with the business was covered by them. So I now realized, I thought to myself that with the way that this thing is going, it's like this people would take, would take the old glory of this innovation because it's now become a Western thing. And I want it to be that, okay, this is the root. There's a root for the solution. The pain point is from Africa. So that was why I had to name it our DS. So, okay, after, if this thing go beyond what I even expected, at least there should be a root saying that this thing is from Africa, it's from Nigeria. And that was why we name it our DX. So, After we developed our DHEX, like I said, it was based on the mission of us, you know, taking the system to people when we realized that there's no system in place. Probably the government, though I don't want pushing the problem, no, the blame to government in most cases, but I think it's their responsibility to do some of those things. So it's not getting to these people that needed it. So if it's not getting to them, so what is my own role as a Nigerian to impact my people? So that was what brought about this, and we develop it. Okay, if the government is not providing this, then we can provide it for those people just to save women's life. So that was the moment when engineering and technology meet for purpose. The journey wasn't smooth, that's the truth. There were days prototype failed. We've started this since 2021 or 2020, 2021, 2020, 2021. So there were so many days that the prototype failed. These components were unavailable. You agree with me, even in engineering, especially when you're um, projects, you have to order some of this component. You had to order from China. It takes time before it comes. When it even comes, you see that might be bunny. Maybe you bought one component from China, you use it, and at the long run, it bought. So you have to order for another one. So all those things are not available, and all those are just barrier. They're a big challenge for us. So these are the problems that we face while we're developing here in Nigeria. There were days funding did not come. That's another problem. We didn't get any support at all when it comes to funding. On the funding, all the support that we got as a company or as an innovator that I got was from the Western world. I try as much as possible to reach out to people here in Nigeria. When I write to them, ministers, when I write to them, they just turn down. Maybe they felt it's not possible. I don't know why. I don't know the whole motivation behind it. But I never get a response. It was only one man. I will keep saying it. It was the former minister of science and tech. I remember entering his DM on Twitter, and I said, "Sir, I have this idea, and I'm already developing it, but I need support." And this man, I never expected it. Immediately, I sent that message. This man responded. I was like, "Wow, a minister came in this Nigeria." Okay, oh. The man responded. I said, "Okay, someone will reach out to you." Lo and behold, the PA called me. He said from the Minister of Science and Tech, and I said, "Okay." He said, "Okay, can I have a contact?" I said, "Yes." We are staying in contact. The following day, they called me that the minister said they should no, I should come for a presentation the following week. The presentation day was a wow. When I got there, this man, like, oh my god, he was the one that actually blew the trumpet for my innovation. He called every DGs under Ministry of Science and Tech. He brought in media houses, newspaper, television. Oh my God, it was massive. I was overwhelmed. And I did the presentation, and this man gave every support. My patent, it was him that ordered NOTAP to pay for the patent. And even tell them about that, tell the people in charge of the presidential grants. I've never heard of that presidential grant before. It was there that I heard about it. They call it Presidential Committee, Standing Committee Grants on Innovation. Immediately he told them to no, I pen my name for that when the money distributed, but it's fine. But at least he did something. That's the way. That's how it happens in Nigeria. They collected the money back. No, the civil servants, they collected it back, but it's fine. But this man did something. It's not about the money, but it's about the platform that he gave to me, the visibility. So I will never forget the man, in my journey. And that will make me tell you that don't be shy to call for help when you need one. You don't need to, because at first, you know how you work there. When you're in that kind of position, there are people that you cannot reach, because even though you write to them, they will not turn up. But I think you should take that step. Don't care about the response. Is either a yes or a no. Take that you step whenever you think you need help. You need someone to talk to. You need someone in your career to speak to. You need help in whatever, in your career or in your life, your personal life. Talk to someone, approach someone. It's either yes or no. But try and take that bold step. That bold step actually assisted me to blow the trumpet of the innovation, because it was through that BBC had about it, and they called me for an interview. So, as I was saying, please, sorry for that digression. I just have to chip in that. So, as I was saying, there was so many challenges that we faced while we were developing. We didn't have funding, but every difficulty strengthened my resolution. Because when you know why you are building something, then how we eventually reveal itself. To the young people listening to me, that is you, I want you to understand something very important. You don't need everything to start. Be you an engineer, an undergraduate, you're a graduate, you have an idea, because nobody has a monopoly of idea. We have everybody, I believe everybody has this gift of critical thinking, especially when you are in this space. Because if you are not smart, if you're not intelligent, you can't find yourself in engineering space or in tech space. You must be intelligent before you could go for that. So that means you have this critical thinking ability. And when you have this ability, that means you can think of something, think of a solution to solve a problem. So when you think of that solution, put it down and start something. Don't procrastinate. Don't wait till the money comes in. Don't wait till you have everything to build. The main thing for you is to start. And mind you, when you're starting, that depends on your goal. If you want to start that building that idea, maybe the goal is for you to scale it up. When I mean scale it up, maybe you want to go into the market to sell to public, or you want to just, okay, I just want to achieve this innovation. So if you are going for option one to scale up, make sure you do a background check of knowing your customer, knowing the market, because so many engineers, so many young innovators have made that mistake. They have wonderful ideas, with the sleep and wake up and think of one idea and they rush to the lab and start building. This development doesn't come cheap. It's very expensive. At the long run, when they finish developing, to even get a grant for it, because it's not something that is affecting people, it's not something that will impact much people. I don't know if you get it. So you need to know your audience. You need to understand the market. You need to know the number of people that this thing is affecting. For you that want to scale up your idea, you need to make sure that you get this fact before you start development at all. So after you get the fact, then you cannot talk about putting your team together. And putting teams together, please make sure that you come together, you bring in people with like minds, people that believe in your vision, people that believe in your dream, not someone that would like be waiting for you to pay them, someone that be waiting, okay, when I will start making money, when will we start making money? Oh, I think I can't wait for another year again. I will have to leave. And by that time, it will be so critical for your company or for your innovation for a team member to just live like that. So get all those things right when you are starting to build. But the main thing is to start something. Don't procrastinate. You only need the willingness to use the ability you already have. Many of our national problems persist not because Nigerians are not brilliant, but because many brilliant minds are waiting for the right time when you're going to have the grants, waiting for the right time you're going to have the resources to start building. So waiting for the right condition, wait for the perfection. But innovation does not grow in a perfect condition. That's the fact. It grows under pressure, in urgency, in that moment when you say, I will no longer watch, I will act. So if we as a nation are going to rise, we need more young people like yourself who are developing their ability intentionally, people that are shaping their skill um, relentlessly and apply those skills courageously to real problems. Network technology did not grow because I had everything. I never had every answer. I never everything figured out. It grew and we are still growing. We are not there yet. That's it. We are still growing. We are not there yet, but we are making progress. So we are growing because I personally refuse to look away from a problem I could solve. NYDA did not appear fully formed. We only have a working prototype, just as a proof of concept after several failures, after several failed prototypes. So we're able to achieve that. And from there, we are taking it up. That's why we are here. We find ourselves in the US and we have a very good ecosystem where they're assisting us to get this thing to the market to get it done on time. So we did not appear fully formed. It was built inch by inch, step by step, challenge over challenge. So my message today to you is this: your skills and national assets. Please take that from me. The skill that you have as an engineer is a national asset. Your ideas are seed. Your hands are powerful. Your mind is capable of building solutions this country urgently need. You can see what is happening in the security space now. The security space of Nigeria, we are facing a big problem. And the fate of this solution to this problem, lies in our hands. Fine, I could on Twitter, everybody, all of us are calling on Americans to come and save us. Please, oh, come help us to take the bandit, come help us to burn the bandit. But the problem is, we are the solution to our problem. Or people cannot solve our problem because it's not affecting them. They can't know the problem more than ourselves. We are the one that can solve the problem. So young mind like yourself can sit back and look at how we can solve this problem with technology, with engineering. There's so many ways. We don't need to go buying drone from this Western country anymore. We can build our own drones, more smarter than what those people can build because it will be for the kidnapping. I remember sometimes, when we started, we actually developed a pendant. It's a GPS tracker and it's a form of a pendant. So we hid a GPS tracker inside the pendant and it has a SIM track. So it has a mobile application where you download the mobile app. It's on the mobile app you can save about 10 numbers of your loved ones on the mobile app. So you're wearing the pendant when you're in any distress or any emergency, you just press the panic button. So when you press the panic button, it automatically dial the 10 numbers on the app. The app will be stored by your guardians, by your loved ones. So when you call like that, when you dial those numbers, at least one person will pick. When they pick, they can hear every conversation as your background. Why they use the app to track wherever position you are. I think that will work for kidnapping, the problem of kidnapping and all of that. But we couldn't strive with that solution because we can't use social media. Social media is a major platform for you to sell your market, and we can't put it there because when these people knows about that, the idea came 2020, 2021, they were denied for that problem. It can be even modified, advanced than what we've done. Like I was saying, the solution to our problem, either in health, either in agriculture, either in security, whatever space lies in our hands. Oyibo people cannot solve it because they can't tailor the solution to suit the problem that we are having. We are the one that can build it to tailor our problems. So that is why I said we have the capable mind of building solution that this country urgently need. So my message is that start where you are, use what you have, grow your ability, and dare to build something that serve others. You build something, like I said, you don't just build something that you think will only affect maybe 10 people, or we only affect impact, sorry, we only impact maybe 100 people. No. Build something that will impact millions of people. You start from your immediate problem. This is what I do. I look around and look at the immediate problem that I have around me. Then I build a solution around it. We have so many patents that were filed, so many solutions that were filed. The patents. I remember when there was a news about babies that die in incubator in Port Harcourt. I think 30 babies died. I don't know, maybe the news was true or not, but they later denied that news. But I think when Nigerians, the Nigerian government come out to deny something, know that it's true. 30 baby dies in Port Harcourt and teaching hospital because of incubator power shortage. And the idea of a smart incubator came in, that think we need a smart incubator. Since we don't have a good power system here, then we need a renewable energy and make it even smarter. So you, as a doctor, as a nurse, you have a patient, you have a baby that you attended to, and you're not even around in the ward or in the hospital to check on the baby. And even the mother or the dad of the baby, you can use the app to monitor the baby just to make it smarter. No, we are in the smart world. And we start that, we develop it, though the help was not coming, it wasn't coming. So we just have to pen it. All these are what we've pushed forward for patent registration. So one of the patent came out, the LDS patent came out 2 weeks ago, and it was a win for me and for the entire team. So my message to you as a young chap is to start. Use that skill set that you have. Use that critical thinking skill that God have given to you. I believe everybody has that, not even you, that you are in the space of, it's not easy to be an engineering student or to work in an engineering space. So use that skill set, use that critical ability thinking I'm so sorry. I lost you, right?
Yes, ma.
Hello? Can
Yes,
you hear me?
yes, we can hear you now, ma.
All right. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. The network, since I came back, I've been complaining about the network. I came back last week. It has been so horrible. So pathetic of the problem that we are facing, no, but it is well. But despite the problem, we can make something good out of it because I was able to do that. And I was not in the US when the idea came. The idea came here in Nigeria based on the problem that was on ground then. And I was able to develop it. Assuming I was in the US, I might not be able to think into that dimension because they have this facility, they have the resources everywhere. But the idea came when I was here based on the problem that we are facing. But out of that, we're able to develop something, the proof of concept of what we have. So I'm going to like plead with us to think of something, even though you want to like find yourself, um as a self-employed. Probably you want to own your own company or you want to work for a company. Mind you, even though you are working for someone, if you are not, if you don't have this critical thinking skill, it's a competitive market. We have to be sincere with ourselves. So many people has first class that you have. So many people have 2-1 that you have. So it's a competitive market. It now depends on the skill that you have, what you're bringing to the company. I, as a company owner, when I'm employing, I side whatever you bring in. I don't even employ first class because I don't care about that. That's the truth. I don't care about the grade that you have. It's about what you can give to us, what you can deliver, the skill that you have. So it's not something we use. So it's a skill that you're bringing in. So please just try and strengthen that skill, the critical thing. And when you have that idea, don't hesitate to build that idea, start something. And another thing is this: we don't need to relent on the things that we know alone. As an electrical engineer, then I graduated in 2010. That was when I graduated. And I can tell you, when I came into the real world, everything I learned there, I would say maybe I used 20% of what we were taught in school in the real world. So I had to skill myself. I was skill first. So I didn't relent on that B engine I was holding. I unskill myself and I reskill. My robotics and embedded C, I didn't go to a university to acquire it. When I learned about it, I got the idea from where I work, the company I told you that I work in Abuja. And when I was working there, I was so lucky. My boss was a good man, send the resources. I was able to train myself, have a self-taught. I had a self-taught, self-training using Instructables. There's so many resources out there to build myself. And that was the whole journey about robotics and embedded systems started. And that is what I'm using right now. So unskill yourself. Don't rely on the skill set that you acquire. I mean, the knowledge that you acquire from the university as an engineer. Don't relate on that. The real world has gone beyond. In fact, when I was in school, I didn't know about any programming language. It was when I got to the world, I was hearing about Python, hearing about all this program. I never write a code in my life when I was in uni. We didn't write a code. So there is need for us. Either you want to be a boss of your own, you want to work under someone as an innovator or inventor, you need to unskill yourself and reskill. Look for a better skill that align with what you're doing with the knowledge that you have. Then upskill yourself so that you can fit things, so that you be able to impact, so that you be able to develop that your idea and also an off pleasure. And I'm going to open the floor now for questions. If you have any question you want to ask, please, I'm here. You can go ahead and ask me. Thank you so much.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Mrs. Kemisola, for that wonderful session. Thank you for giving us a breakdown of your journey, everything you experienced, how the inspiration and everything came. We're so grateful. And I'm sure that everybody here learned one or two, whether they are planning to whether they are planning to be founders. I believe that most of us here are innovators. If not innovators, maybe entrepreneurs in one way or the other. Or even if we plan to work for companies, I'm very sure that every single one of us here gained one or two. So, as Ms. Kemisola has rightfully said, we're going to be leaving room open for questions. So, if you have any questions, there was actually a group chat for this, and I said that anybody that has questions should send them to my DM. But if you do not, if you are not there, or if for whatever reason you don't want to send it to me, you can raise up your hand, and then I will now ask you to speak. Yeah. Okay. But before then, I think one person has sent a question to my DM. So someone said um, that their question is this, from Ibrahim Joy, that what if the impact that they want to create has only 30% or less to do with engineering as a self-employed person? What advice would you give to that person? Sorry, Ma, did you hear?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I had that.
Okay.
Okay. That is why I say you need a team. You can't do it all alone. You can't know all. You might be good in one aspect, let's say in hardware, and you will need someone that is good in software. You need someone that is good at firmware. So you need to build a team. You cannot do it all alone. That's the truth. No matter how, you can't do it all alone. You need people to work with you. But when you are choosing your team, you have to be very careful. Make sure that you have people that believe in what you are doing. It's very important, so that maybe you don't get to the middle of what you are building and everything is going smoothly. At that point, that critical point, they'll just tell you that I'm not getting money, you're not paying me. Not that maybe you guys have started making revenue from it. You're just building, and he's expecting you to be paid. Where do you want to get the money from? Do you get it? So that is why it's important for you to build a team, get people that believe in your dream, believe in what you're building, that can help you, through the journey of the development of your solution. So the thing is, you can't do it all alone. You need people to work with you. You need people to to join your team to work with you. Teamwork works better than um, um, an individual work.
Thank you so much, Ma. Joy, does that answer your question? Joy, if you are here, please let me know if your question you're satisfied with your answer. Well, I think
Yes, ma. The question has been answered. Thank you very much, ma.
okay, no problem, no problem. You're welcome. Okay, so the next question is from Ogoluwa Dotun, and he said that what if the solution that he has in mind is on a large scale, like for example automobile engineering? Now, what is your take on first joining a company in that field, acquiring the knowledge and connections, and how and yeah, acquiring the knowledge and connections, and how exactly do you think one can go about it from there?
So thank you so much, Ogoluwa, for that question. It's very good for someone to acquire knowledge. And the way you could acquire knowledge is and some practicals. And when you talk about practicals, you can't be doing your own self-taught without you applying it. And for you to be able to apply, you have to work for someone. There's nothing bad in that. I used to have a staff, just it's not really staff. He was working with me. I mean, one of the team that when I started the old journey, he was a young guy, fresh graduate, and I told him, I think you need to go look for a job. He said no. That God told him he's an engineer. That God told him that he will build his own company. I said, "Talk." But you need to work for someone. You just graduated. You need somewhere to apply the skill that you have, the knowledge that you've acquired from it. You need to practice it. So there's nothing bad. It's up to you to build yourself. I've mentioned it during my speech that I acquired this skill. I studied electrical electronics. I never knew anything about robotics. I learned robotics where I work. That was where I learned about robotics and embedded system. And I was using it, and I was so lucky that my boss was a good person because he just sent me in fact, it was the one that introduced me to wearables. And he give us money to buy whatever resources that we need to build anything. So I build up myself by working for someone. So it's not bad for you to work for a company to build yourself better. Fine, you learn a skill today. Maybe you just felt okay, firmware, because firmware is not something you learn from the university. When you're out, you learn about firmware, and how will you practice? How will you know that you are good in what you're doing? You need to work for someone. You need to work in a company, a firm. To develop yourself. And practice make perfect. If you learn a skill, or if you have a skill and you didn't use it, it leaves you gradually. So you need to use it, you need to utilize it by working. It might be a freelance work, it might be a full-time work. Anyhow, just make sure that you work with someone. It can be like you joining a project. This happens in software space. When they are building, maybe application, building software, they leave it open and people join, you contribute. Without, they won't pay you, but you contribute. As that, your contribution is not a waste of time, because you are using it to build yourself. So we need that as a developer, as an innovator, know, to make sure that we get ourselves better, work for someone, build that skill set better. Practice make perfect. So thank you for chipping in that.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much, Ma. Ogolua, does that answer your question?
Yes, ma. Thank you very much, ma.
Okay. Okay. Very good. Okay, so the next question is from Michelle. And Michelle says, how rigorous is the patent acquiring process, and how long does it take, ma?
Okay, patent filing takes time and it requires skills. There's some things you need to know. You can't just jump into patent filing. What made it easier for me was that it was the minister. Like I said, please don't be shy. Even if you have the opportunity to write to the president, please write. If you have the opportunity to write to the first lady, whoever, write. Don't be shy. Don't look down yourself. Make that move. So it was the move that I made that helped me. It was the minister that called on Notab. You can go on Google and check for Notab. They are technology transfer. They are also a government agency, but they don't they work with partners. So they help innovators like ours. You go to them, they collect the idea from you. They will tell you to fill the form, bring your patent, everything, you document it. They will now file the patent on your behalf with the patent office. They are not the one that will issue the patent to, but they help you to file. So why doing that? You won't pay a pen on and on. If you are doing it yourself, you want to file the patent yourself through patent office, I think you will spend about maybe 2 to 3 million. But if you go through NOTAP, though NOTAP does not just accept innovation, they need to see that it is novel. So government will be the one to pay on your behalf and also help you to redefine it. So the process of patent office returning your filing, because at times the return filing, they might tell you that you didn't state it properly, your claims are not well stated, your innovation, your technology, the technology that you're using and drawings. They may say that your drawings and doesn't tally. But Nota will help you out to look at all these things with the patent office. So if you do it directly with patent office, it might take 2 years, that's 24 months or 3 years. But if you go through Nota or around 13 or 14 months, within 12 to 14 months, then you will get it out. If you go through NOTAP, because they will assign someone to you to help you to redefine it. If the person will return it back to you, you change it, they do all the softer things for you. So that was what I did. I went through NOTAP and it was government that paid for me. So if you want to go through NOTAP, let me know. If you have an idea, I can link you up with NOTAP and they will take it up.
Okay. Mitchell, I hope that is satisfactory. Okay. Thank you. I think his network kicked him out. Okay. Thank you so much, Ma. So I'm moving on to the next question. The next question says that. Okay. Next question says. Okay, Mitchell is back. Mitchell, does that answer your question?
Yes, it does. Thank you very much, Mrs. Kemisola.
Okay. Okay, so the next question is this is from Jeremiah Abikoya. He says that he knows that he will build a company one day, but which one do you recommend, ma? Working for a company immediately after graduation next year. Oh, she has been kicked out. Her network. Sorry, please let's hold on. Okay. So that it not be as if we are idle while waiting for her to come back. Okay, I want to once again I want to thank everybody for coming for this event because I don't know, this event meant a lot to me. If you guys read like my LinkedIn post today, you will know that um this event was a very big milestone for your favorite engineer, and I'm very very grateful for everybody that has actually been a very strong support in this project. And I know that for a while, for those who are in the community, like we've been quiet and so many different things and all of that, when it has been seeming like a lot of things have been changing and changing. Okay, I think okay, she's back. Yeah, so we'll continue the talk after, so please stay behind, and then there'll also be a few other announcements. So yeah, welcome back, ma.
Thank you. What was the question? Sorry.
Okay, I
The
was
network
actually
with me.
reading it when you got kicked out, so I'll start again.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so
Okay.
um this is from Jeremiah Abikoya. He said that he knows that he will build a company one day, but which one do you recommend? Him working for a company immediately after he graduates next year, or going for a master's first?
Mm. Well, I don't know your plan. What works for me might not work for you. So, if you're lucky to get a job immediately you graduate, then that's good. I know some people they work and they also, um, do their masters alongside. I will think if you're young, I don't know your age, if you're young and you think you still have the time to quickly go for your master. Master is just 18 months, I guess, to quickly go for your masters. Then when you're done, then you come back and know and join the workforce. It's also good. So what works for me might not work for you, and what works for you might not work for me. So if you know that the age is by your side to like, okay, have it done ASAP immediately. But it's good to do that immediately you are done with your first degree to go for your second degree, and you now know that okay you want to settle down and start working. It's all fine and good.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much, ma. Jeremiah, are you still on the call? Does that answer your question?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Okay, so the next question is from Israel.
Okay.
Um, Israel is asking that was there anything relevant from your electrical electronics engineering study that was useful or helpful while you were self-learning robotics, and what were they? And then he also said that if you could go back in time, would you have studied robotics or mechatronics engineering in a Nigerian university?
Okay, thank you. Well, I would say that electrical electronics gave me the fundamental knowledge, because you can, let's assume maybe I studied biology or biochemistry and I'm now working in robotics. To be so tedious for me to transition. The transition will not be smooth. I don't know if you're getting me. For someone in science class, maybe you study biochemistry or biology or chemistry or industrial whatever in science, and you now finding yourself in robotics. No, it will be like going into something totally different. So for the fact that I was already in engineering, no, I'm already familiar with Anson, despite the fact that majority of what we're taught then was theory, 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 less practical, but at least I have those paperwork in my head, those ones that we have, the circuits, building circuits. I can build a circuit in a paper, I can connect components, in the paper. We do less practical. But even at that, it gives them the fundamental knowledge that I needed to transition into robotics. And it's really, really helped. At least it was what gave me the job. Because when I applied for the job, it's because I studied electrical electronics, and they were like, do you know? I said no. Well, my boss was like, okay, I think for the fact that you have this knowledge, then you can cope. And that was how the whole thing. So it's a plus. I won't say no that it's a total difference. It's a plus. But what comes strange is the programming languages. It was totally strange to me, those programming languages, because I find myself writing C++, I found myself writing Python, and I later learned Java and all of that. So it's not something that I'm used to. I've never done them before. But for the ends on, I was able to to relate fast with the ends on. In uni, we don't do anything automation. There was nothing like automation then. While I was learning no automation, but when I got to the job, I was able to include automation in my components, in my electronics. Now, adding microprocessor, microcontrollers to whatever component to automate them. So it's a win, it's a plus. I have to say it's a plus. Then if I had to go back, I would think I will go for mechatronics, because as at then there was no mechatronics in uni, in Nigeria uni. So I would have gone for mechatronics. In fact, earlier I wanted to go for petroleum engineering at the University of Ibadan. So I wasn't given petroleum engineering. So I had to go for my second choice while I was given electrical. So it was even petroleum I wanted to study. But if I have to go back a time, I'd rather go for mechatronics because it's related to what I'm doing right now. And as I then I didn't even know about robotics. It was when I graduated that I heard about robotics. I think I saw it on YouTube, on videos. That was when I learned about robotics, because when I graduated, after service, I couldn't get a job. It was sort of competitive. Um, we have few women in this space, and being a woman is part of the barrier that I face getting a job, because they don't believe. Even when I conceived this idea, when I started my company telling people about the idea, they didn't believe me because I'm a woman. They were like, what's she saying? To them, they felt it won't work in Abuja. It was a big barrier to get a job as a woman that studied engineering, because they didn't believe that you can do something. They rather go for the guys. But if I had to go back, I'd rather go for mechatronics. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, man. Um, Israel, I see on the call. Does that answer your question? Um,
Yes, it does. Thank you very much.
okay, okay, okay. So, does anybody have any other question? Because I'm not seeing any other questions in my DM. I think all of them have been asked. Okay, Israel, your hand is raised. You have a question?
Yes, I'm just curious. What's the company you worked at after your degree? What's the name of the company, and what kind of services what kind of things exactly were you doing? I think you mentioned it, but I just want to like clarify.
Um, so he's asking
It was a
okay.
robotics company. They called them Bond, and we do. Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, ma, I can hear you.
Yeah, the company is Born Robotics. It's Born BAUN Robotics. They're in Abuja. So we do more of educational robotics, and we do advanced robotics as well. But the advanced robotics are just like, okay, in-house projects. There's so many projects that we develop, but Nigeria now is going to buy from you. Nobody will buy. But my boss is just someone that just love building things. We are just building, spending money. We know what we are spending on buying things from China. We're building them from using what's the name of this company? This international logistic company, FedEx or GL. What's the name of the other one? You know how much we are spending, but this man doesn't even care. So the only place where we are getting revenue is the education robotics. And I was a robotics engineer then. So both we are doing the educational one, and we are also working on the advanced robotics. But it got to a stage that he now introduced me to wearables. So I now focus on the wearables. So after then, the wearables is just to enhance fashion. So what I do is I put electronics on wears. I put electro like motion sensor just to beautify um um the wear, enhance the wear. So adding like motion sensor with different light pattern. There's so many LED strip, not this normal LED strip for designing houses, or no, not those ones. There are some LED strip that are meant for wearables, or fashion tech. So we put all these LED strips, or 3 LEDs, we embed them in the wares. Then we had sort of motion sensor, we put a microcontroller, we might put a buzzer at the just to make it fun. So maybe when someone passed by, the motion sensor senses it, and the pattern of the clothes, just the LED just give a pattern, just beautifying the wear. And it's not even bought, things like that. That was what I was doing before. I was like, okay, I think at this point we can do more than this fashion thing, because it doesn't impact, just to enhance fashion doesn't impact anything. Before, and now, okay, let me use it in else space. So that was basically what we're doing there then. And the company's still there. It's still there, they're still doing it.
Okay. So I hope that answers your question.
Yes, it does. Thank you very
Oh,
much.
okay. Okay, so time is actually fast spent. I will just leave room for the last two questions in my DM. The question from Ifedoria, and then I also have a question. So those will be the last questions, and then we'll call it a day. So this question is from um I don't know. This question is from Alexander. This question is from Alexander, and he says that um, he kind of has a rough idea regarding the solution to bandits and insecurity in Nigeria, but the main issue is infrastructure. So if
Hmm.
he had a chance to send his research documents to, okay, wait. Okay, I think I'll make provision for all of that later. He said his main question is, how does he get or find a team that will work with him, and a team that will have the same passion about the solution that he wants to do, because it seems like most people are unserious and they don't want to think big. Yes, and then he also said that he really admires your passion for solving problems. But what if the person does not have enough skills yet to build the solution that to the problem that they really want to solve? So I think first of all is asking, how do you find a good team? Because this generation, maybe the people he has come across, they seem unserious. And then um do you advise, what advice would you give to somebody who does not necessarily have the set of skills required to actually solve the problem that he wants to solve?
Okay. Getting a team, at times it might be difficult, getting good team, good people to work with you to join your team. It's a big challenge, I have to be sincere. It might be a big challenge, but so far that you are already in the space as an engineer, you're even in school, you have colleagues, you have friends, then you're working together with that are also in the space. You can bring them in, talk to them about what you have. But before you share your idea, get a drafted NDA. Don't just put your idea out there, call people, this is the idea that I have, let's build this thing together. No, if you do that and the long run, the person build it. In the court of law, it's not for you. Oh, they will steal your idea and nothing will happen. But we have something to protect it, like that NDA. You sign and the person sign. If anything happens, the person now go behind you to go and develop the product or develop the solution. The whole world will know that you're a thief. Maybe you sign, you are the one that leaked. Even though the person did not use his or her name to develop it, you gave it to someone. It will be on record that maybe it is you signed. So please make sure that you have NDA, have drafted NDA and let them sign.
Mm.
Number one. Then talk to people, talk to your friends, talk to your colleagues that you know that they have this set. And you can even go outside your colleagues. If it's something that requires software developer, talk to people that you need a software developer that can join your team. Ask questions, seek for help. It's not bad when you seek for help. It's not bad because that's the only way you can know people. That's why you can, I mean, get connected to people that can join your team. If you don't talk to people, if you don't ask them on how you can get, there's no how you will get it. So by the time you talk to them, I mean, your instinct will tell you. By the time you people started chatting, talking, I mean, your instinct will tell you. I think this person, we this person is okay for the team. This person will, will blend along with the team. And no, let your intentions be known. Let them know that you don't have money to pay now. Let them know so that they will not be asking you for money. Let them know that you don't have money to pay. But as soon as you people started getting grants, then it depends on how you want the whole scenario to look like. Maybe you could be paying them to Simon from the grants. And right, apply for grants. So there's so many grants. So apply, in fact, do that, make use of grants. It's out there for everybody. It is there in thousands of dollars. Use it. Apply, use that opportunity. There's so many grants for African innovators that are just lying down waiting for people to apply for them. So I think when you have that now, I think you have a working capital with that, then you can start giving them something, giving your team something. So just ask questions, seek for help while you're building, putting team together. So second question, what was the second question? Princess,
The
what's the second question?
the second question was that what if um what if the person in question does not have the required skills yet to build the solution to the problem he wants to solve?
Okay. So for instance now, let's just give a real life scenario for this now. I there was a time that I was selected for Women in Tech Incubator by Standard Chartered Bank, and I got selected. We are all women there. It was 10 women in tech that was selected. Out of those 10, I was the only one that knows anything about tech, that or even in tech. Every other persons they have just idea, maybe tech idea, and they call people to develop for them. So one lady now shared her experience that the first idea that she had, she called a developer to develop it for her. She doesn't know anything about tech. She just conceived the idea and okay, let me bring people, developer to build for me. It's a software solution. And she called them, she gave them every download about the solution. Do you believe that these guys, they told that they were developing, not knowing that they were developing the solution for themselves? They later developed, deploy it for themselves in Lagos. It was about maybe mobile gas and all of that. So this lady had to go back to square one. She was sharing this, experience, and she was crying that what those guys are making. I said, okay, this is the problem. Assuming that this lady has an idea, even though it's to what's the simplest thing? UI UX of that solution, because it's a software solution that requires application, both mobile and web app. Even though it's the user interface that this lady knows how to do. You understand? She will not fall into that trap because this guy knows that she knows no jack about it. That was why they were able to cheat her and took the idea away from her. So if you know you are working on an idea that you don't even have an idea on at all, please try and acquire a knowledge about it. Read books, go on internet to have knowledge. ChatGPT is even there for you. The only thing is if you start training Chat, you just keep learning, and any other person that jump there will just copy your idea. But I think you know that's the main tool for us now, one of the good tool for us to use. But use it, ask question, have an in-depth of the solution you are trying to do, just for you to have an idea. It's important you have an, so they don't steal. So they don't steal, because if you don't have an idea at all on how to develop it or how the solution will look like, and you just bring up teams together, they might steal it from you. And it might not even go the way you want it because you know no jack about it.
Mm, mm. Okay. Mm. Sandra, I hope this answers your question.
Yes.
Okay, and also ma, he has one he said he has a research paper regarding he said he has a research paper that actually shows like a solution to a problem that he has been working on, and he wants to ask if it is possible that he sends it to you to review or to get your thoughts on it, if that is okay by you, ma.
Yeah, absolutely. So I will share my email. Let me just put in the comment this thing. My email you can share with me. But before sharing, please send your NDA so both parties can be on the same page. Try to protect your idea. It's very important to protect your idea. So you share
So
your NDA, I sign, you sign, then you now share the research paper. Please always try to protect your idea. Even though if you don't have money to patent it yet, you can even do trademark. You can trademark. You can do trademark for it. I think that is, oh no, it's something that at least protect it to some starting point. You can trademark it if it's something that can be trademarked. But just don't leave your idea open to people. They will steal and they will make millions of dollars from it. So that's my email. Send your NDA, I'll sign, then you can share the research paper.
okay, so for those who don't know, NDA means non-disclosure
And yes,
agreement.
yes, yes. Thank you.
Yeah.
Non-disclosure agreement. Sorry.
Yeah, so non-disclosure agreement is just an agreement between two parties, um, ex- agreeing it. Two parties agreeing that, oh, as we are discussing this thing, nobody is going to share or
Yeah,
maybe take or copyrights off of anybody.
yeah,
That it
yeah,
is an
yeah.
agreement
Yeah,
between
you can tell
two.
your lawyer friend if you have a lawyer in school that can help you draft it, or you can go to ChatGPT and draft
Mm.
something out.
So, Xander, maybe after the call, we can just meet and discuss the whole thing so that you have good knowledge of how to go about it and all of that. Okay. So the next, this will be the last question. Then I'll ask. Okay. Sorry. Abdullah Olalekan says that, do you advise that undergraduates learn skills while they are in school or focus solely on just acquiring good grades?
Hmm. There's nothing bad in multitasking. It's not a big deal to multitask. You can multitask. This is the point. This is the age for you to learn to acquire knowledge. So knowledge acquiring comes in different ways. You in school, you're acquiring knowledge. You going to whatever, maybe church, you're acquiring you find yourself in a networking event, you're acquiring knowledge. So you can acquire knowledge in any form. And I mean, acquiring new skills part of the knowledge. Is part of knowledge acquirement. So this is the point for you. You are in that age. Is an opportunity for you, especially if it's a software skill that you're trying to learn. There's nothing bad. There's so many resources on Coursera that are free that you can use to upskill yourself. So it's not bad. It's not bad for you to multitask your brain at this point. Your brain is still fresh because they will be useful for you by the time you get out of the school. That's when you will know the value of what you learned.
And okay, the last question. Abdullah, does that no Sharon? Time has already gone. Time has already gone. The next one is Abdullah. Does that answer your question? If he's still on this call.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Okay, Daniel says, what kind of skills do you advise an electrical engineer should have if he wants to venture into machine design and hardware?
So the first thing is you go and learn embedded systems. Oh, first thing first, because you want to work with electronics, you want to work with automation that is bringing what's the name again? Um, processors, controllers together, and through that you can even get that knowledge of firmware. So please go for embedded systems. With embedded systems, while you're learning embedded system, you learn C++ at the same time. It won't be like, okay, you take C++, you're learning separately. You're taking Python learning separate page, so everything will be incorporated at once. So it's going to be like real life applications. You're learning, you're applying it based on what you're doing. So go for embedded C. It will help you to learn C++ and Python alongside.
Daniel, does that answer your question?
Yes, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Okay, so the last question will be mine. My question is that Ma, as you are now a founder and a you have a bachelor's degree in electrical engineering, the background, I know that it was very important and it was very essential in you growing up to become the person you are today. But the question I have now is, as you are now a founder,
Mm-hmm.
does the skill sets that you acquired regarding robotics, embedded systems, all of that, does it take the back seat, or you still use the skill sets in line with like all the entrepreneurial skills and everything that you have gained um while building your company?
Okay, the first and first, before I became an entrepreneur, I am an innovator. That is who I am. I innovate.
Mm-hmm.
That is me. So before entrepreneurship, before thinking of converting, um, hello, can you hear me?
Yes, ma. Yes, ma. I can hear you.
Okay, good. But I thought maybe I'm out again. So before entrepreneur, I'm always an innovator. I am an innovator. So innovation was the one that led me to entrepreneurship. When I sat down, people were like, "I want to a beauty. You can make money from it." I remember then when the brow was air on BBC, and I had so in fact it generated so many traction across the world, not Nigeria, across the world. People started reaching out. People, hey, it was overwhelming. On LinkedIn, people started, "Oh, can I have a talk with you? Oh, we want to invest. We want to do this." Oh, what's that? I'm just building this. That was when I realized that this is what I have is money. Oh, it's not what I'm even thinking. Like, okay, maybe it's child play. It's real money. So that is where I learned. Okay, this thing is money. Oh. So for you to be able to make money from an innovation, then you have to be an entrepreneur. So that is when the entrepreneurship spirit came in, and I started developing myself, going to incubation program, going for incubation programs, accelerator programs. I have mentors, people that that are guiding me. They're still guiding me. I still have people, advisors that are guiding me. I am not from the background. I wasn't an entrepreneur. I was only an innovator. But what when I realized that okay, I can make money for what I'm doing, and to be able to spread it across the world, to impact the world, then I have to go into the entrepreneurship part of it. So what I as an entrepreneur now, I would say, because at the same time the CTO of the company, chief technology officer, because I'm handling the technology, I'm overseeing that the technology. So I would say I'm dwelling more of the technology of the innovation than entrepreneurship. In fact, the US that I just came back from, I had a meeting with some investors, and they gave me an offer. I told them I have a local patent. That's Nigeria patent. That's the local patent. The US patent, we've started the process, but it's not out yet. In fact, we've not even filed, but we're still, putting things there because it's quite expensive over there. And one of the government agency wanted to support us with that to do it for free. So, it's something we can't rush them. So it has to go through process. So, but I told them I have the local patent, and they were like, okay, they brought an offer. They want to buy for 5 million. They will buy the local patent for 5 million and take 55% of the company. Me, I will not take 45%. You understand? That's why the fact that I'm an innovator, I don't know much about entrepreneur, but my instinct was telling me that this is not a good offer. Though I need it, I need money, but this is not a good offer. 5 million, no, no, no. For you to just like that, so I had to bring in a lawyer, talk to some expert in entrepreneurship. They now came in, joined the meeting. We scheduled another meeting. They now speak on my behalf. I'm saying it just for you to let you know that I'm not fully that person. I'm more of that innovator. When you talk about the technology in and out, even the one that I'm not the one handling, I can tell you everything from A to Z. I know every technology, just name it technology, I know. But you see the other one, I'm still learning. So I'm dwelling more on the innovation part than the entrepreneur part. But Even at that, like I said, I'm still learning. Last few months ago, I completed my customer discovery journey with University of Maryland, and I have to talk to people. I'm going to make money because anybody that wants to put money in that thing, they want to know how they will get their money back. Who is going to buy, going to make money? So all those things are what I'm using to develop myself. Okay, this is how they do business. This thing. I applied for government invention. This thing funding. They invest like 500,000 in your business, but you need to apply. So they now rejected my application. And to me, I felt I had a very fantastic pitch deck. They rejected it. But instead of throwing me under the box, no, under the carpet, they now said, oh, we could see something in what you're developing. But since you didn't present it properly, they now assign someone to mentor me. So the first section I had with the guy said, okay, present your pitch deck. And I presented the pitch deck. And I talk outside of the pitch deck. The guy and I said, that this is a great solution. That the problem right now, why this thing was not approved, because I didn't present it properly. And that is the issue of not that, that entrepreneur person. I'm not that entrepreneur person because I didn't present it properly. The pitch that was not presented well. So it was not telling me, okay, this thing, take it out, do this, do this, do this. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm.
So I'm more of that innovator than entrepreneur. In fact, that's why I need a co-founder. I need a co-founder. I've gone on Y Combinator. They've sent so many resume to me, but it's still difficult for me to just bring someone in, someone that I don't know to co-found with me because I've done about 70% of the work. And you as a co-founder, you're just coming and be a co-founder, that means a lifetime marriage. You get it. So someone that wants to marry the company is someone that I need to know properly, know your character. Maybe someone that we can work together, not that maybe we are trying to take one step forward and we say, no, let's go back, or you understand, someone that we can get along. That is where we are stuck right now. I need a co-founder that can undo that part properly while I focus on the technology.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much, ma.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah, sorry. Please let's give Chinedu. Sorry.
you.
He
Yeah.
said is that sorry,
Yeah.
Chinedu.
Chinedum, you can ask your question.
Please ask your question before we
I don't
call
know
it a day.
if Sophia is still on this call. She said she wanted
Sophia, if
please.
you're on the call,
Okay,
please let's take the
Sharon,
two questions.
Sharon.
All right,
Sharon,
Sharon,
we'll
all
just
right.
take your question and we'll take Chinedum's question, your question, then we'll wrap up. So Chinedum, go
All right.
ahead.
Okay, hello, good afternoon, everyone.
Good
Okay,
Yeah,
evening.
actually.
good afternoon. My first question is like, okay, I'm a fresh graduate from the uni. I've never done my convo. So I met with a couple of my classmates and then we formed a squad where we, just like a mini startup. And then, so how would you, we found a team. So we found people of like mind. So
Okay.
what advice can you give to someone that, okay, I'm actually the most active person in the team. So how can I make other team members to see what I'm seeing so that, and then I learned this thing that if you have an idea, you're not the only person that got that idea. So how will you make them to see that, okay, we don't have enough time, so we need to put in as much effort as we can to achieve this thing in the fastest speed before someone else comes up with our same
Mm,
solution.
mm,
Then the second question is, for grants, do you necessarily need your prototype to be ready before you can be qualified for a grant? Then what advice will you give to someone that has a good knowledge in embedded systems but wants to venture into firmware engineering? And
okay.
then the last question is, did you do you think the Nigerian government might not show full support to innovators like us? Do you think that LinkedIn is a good platform for us to showcase our skills? And should we be like, okay, this is what I do? Like when talking about what we do on LinkedIn, should we be like, I built this, or should we
Mm.
come from the expert side, or we should come from as a student? Thank you.
Yeah, Chinedu, thank you. And I'm so happy to hear that. that you formed a startup. There's nothing like mini startup. Startup is a startup, even though it's a day thing. You are a startup, and someone that have started years about 5 years ago, you are a startup. Both of you are startup. So the first thing is to ask you, have you registered a startup? Because that's the first thing.
Okay, no, we is a very informal stuff.
Hey, that is why you could see that the team are not even they are not committed to what you're building because they could see that there's no structure. You don't have bearing. Sorry for using that word. That's why you can see them that they are not committed to what you're doing because they didn't take it serious. Because even you, the founder, didn't see it serious. I think that was why you are even limiting it and say it's a mini startup. You need to register it. Even for you applying for any grants, most of the grants come through the company, not on your name, because they are not giving you, they are giving the company. So they'll be sure that they will give the company, you will use it for the project. They believe when they go to your own pocket, to your own account, you will use it for your own personal issue. So the first thing first is for you to register that company. And when you're registering, maybe for limited liability, now not a business name, because now you have co people working with you. If those people are going to be in as a co-founder, let them know what is in for them. So with that, they will take it serious that okay, this is a seed that we are planting. When this thing starts germinating and it's grow, then we are all going to eat the fruits. You as a founder, maybe you take 50. I'm just saying, I'm not saying you should take 50%, or seek guidance about that. Talk to a lawyer. Do you get it? You as a founder, maybe you take 50, another co-founder, you give them 10. I'm just saying, just an illustration. Do you understand? So when these people know what is in for them, that's when you now see them adding their time, their value to that company or to that solution that you're building. Because right there, they don't even know what, Miss Perry might have or something. I don't even know what will be the outcome. Do you understand? And when you do that, now that they've started, all of you now started from the scratch, not that maybe they are coming when when the product is already fully grown and built. All of you are starting from the scratch. Maybe you're going to bring them as a co-founder. Then let everybody has a stake of the company. When they have a stake, then they have the sense of belonging that this is our company. This is our company. We need to make it work. And company is not by name, it's about the product that you people want to push out. So please go and do that. When you do that, you will see that there'll be a changes. There'll be changes. You see them committing their time, the whatever resource, because they know that it's something. This is a seed. We are all planting this thing. So everybody needs to be watching it to make it germinate. Then when it germinated, then we can all eat the fruits. That is the reason why you are not getting the zeal. That's why you're not getting the zeal from them. Secondly, regarding grants, please apply for grant. There's so many grants out there. And like I said, you can't apply for this grant with your name in most cases. No, it has to be with your company's name. And most grants, you need to read the terms and condition so you don't waste your time, because writing grants is not easy. Applying for grants, it's time consuming. So you need to read the terms and condition. Maybe this grant, or they need a full solution, a solution that has been developed, or a solution that is gaining traction, maybe a solution that's already in the market, or a solution that has a prototype, or a solution that is still at the ideation stage before you write. There's some that accept ideation solution. There are some that will tell you that they need a prototype. There are some that will say, okay, they need traction in terms of selling. Maybe you've sold to some people, you understand. So you need to read the terms before you start applying so that you don't waste your time. So there are some grants out there for ideation that cover ideation stage, so you can go for them. Then the fourth question is what? Because I think I have 4 questions from you.
Okay. Yeah, third, the third one, not the fourth one. The third one is
Okay,
yes. You have answered only two.
okay. The third
What
one is what?
what advice will you give to someone that has good knowledge of embedded systems but want to further into firmware engineering?
It's not big deal. Resources are there for you to already be in embedded C. You've acquired about 70% of the journey. Go for resources, go online, take your time out. Go for resources. When you acquire this thing online, all this knowledge, then try and apply them yourself. It's not it's not the rocket science. If it's something that you really want to learn, except you don't want to learn it, that's when you'll be having these. I beg, I don't have the time. But if you really want to learn it, the resources are there online for you for free because you've had 70% of the knowledge already. So as you're learning, then you are practicalizing it. I think you have some kits with you that you can work with. So just go ahead, use those platforms. So many platforms, just Google so many platforms where you can learn all the skills. There's a learning that you are trying it out so you don't, so you get better in it. The fourth one.
Then okay, I was in, but since Nigerian government might not fully support innovators, can using LinkedIn as a platform to pitch to investors, do you think is a nice idea? And do you think, and in what should we come as a student innovator or as an expert innovator?
Okay, see, let's just leave government wala aside. Leave government because if you wait for those guys, they will just waste your time. Let's just assume that they are dead. They are not even functioning when it comes to your innovation journey or whatever. Just put them aside. Though there are some things going on that government, I mean, this present government now, um, recently, our team went with the, what's the name of this DG? The agency is under Ministry of Science and Tech, and he told me about the program that they just, that they did. In fact, they took about um, maybe 20 Nigerian innovators, including students. They took them to the UK about 3 months ago. In fact, one of them got, is it $1 million this thing? In fact, it was fantastic, according to him. And I have someone from Lado Kemisola University that attended that was opportune to be part of the distance. So there are some things like that that are going on, though the publicity is not really out there. And I would say that it's lack of information. There are programs that are going on right now. Naseni are doing some. I'm sure you know Naseni. You can follow them. Need that too. They have some programs that they're doing to support innovators. Please just try and be conversant. Follow these people on LinkedIn. Follow their LinkedIn page. Naseni, NISTA, NCA, that's National Artificial Intelligence whatever center. And who again? This woman, Nick Comsat. Nick Comsat too. There's so many programs that they're pushing out for innovators. Then this agents, I'll remember the agents. Anyway, as I'm getting those information too, I will send to Princess so she can share with you guys. So government, they are trying, they are doing something, but for the fact that they didn't make it public, most of the times the northern parts of the country, none of that are more, that are beneficiary of this thing because we don't normally hear about them. Sorry, I'm not I'm so sorry about that. I'm just trying to be, sincere. So regarding social media, don't let me say LinkedIn alone. LinkedIn is the most powerful one when it comes to your career. Use social media, use LinkedIn, use, in fact, when I see Princess at times, I'm so happy, like, oh my gosh, blow your trumpet. That your startup that you think is small, no, package it as if it's a full blown, no, startup. Talk about what you're doing. Talk about the skill that you have. Talk about yourself. Talk about your solution. If you have a company, talk about your company. Sell out yourself on LinkedIn. You might not get responses, you might not get likes, but be consistent. People are watching. If you know the number of traction that I got on LinkedIn, hey, geez. In fact, that LinkedIn, I would say is like is like a destiny helper. Hey, let me use that word, destiny helper on it. So not just me, too many innovators out there because it gives you the visibility to the international community. They see what you're doing. They might not talk about the time that they will need you is coming and they will just enter your DM and say this thing. Now I'm working with United Nations, ITU. I'm like the affiliate in Nigeria, ITU, that's International Telecommunication Union, is an agency of United Nations on um, digital literacy. I'm working with them. And I go to Geneva almost every year for their programs. And currently we organize robotics for good competition for them in Nigeria. So we are working hand in hand. How did they get to know about me? It was LinkedIn. I never knew they are watching me. I'm just posting my thing. 2 years ago, 2023, they now enter my DM and said, oh, They are having robots AI for Good summits. AI for Good summits is something they do every year. Everywhere, people from across the world, companies, big companies, they come to Geneva in Switzerland to exhibit for AI. It's a summit and it's a free, so you don't pay for it. So all this while, big brands, big company, they come to exhibit the product that they have, robots, every automation. In fact, you'll be wowed. So all this while, they've not gotten anything from Africa. So that was why they're like, they've been seeing this lady talking about a solution. And the solution, no, she incorporated AI. And that was why they said, we want you to bring it now. Come on, no, represents Africa. And they paid for my everything about the trip. They pay. I didn't pay one penny except me going. Even my visa fee, when I got to the embassy, they just said, "Oh, I to you." They said it's priority. They didn't collect money from me for my visa. And that was how everything started. So I was selected for it. A lady too in Ghana. That lady is even software, not hardware. It was a software solution from Ghana. Then another solution in Nigeria. I don't know, maybe you heard about Omefe. That one is that humanoid robot Omefe. Those are the three innovations from Africa. When we got there, hey, I was marveled. These Western people, they are 1 million steps ahead of us when it comes to innovation. But what I'm saying in essence is that it was LinkedIn that gave me the visibility because I talk about what I'm doing. And that's not the only thing. So many that I can't start mentioning, talking about so many. But I'll use the word LinkedIn is a destiny helper. He's a destiny. No, he's not human. No, he's a platform. He's a destiny helper. Please utilize it. Talk about what you're doing. I don't know one guy. The guy, is it Joshua? One boy, Joshua, that normally talk about robots.
Oh yeah,
Josh,
Joshua Olaiya.
that guy, when I get to know about him, I saw him. This guy posts things every time, and I had because I have a society called Nigeria Innovative Hardware Developer Society, just for hardware developers and AI, just to put us together on one umbrella. We share ideas so that we don't lose interest because people are losing interest already in hardware, but just to put us together. So I'm not talking about the guy. I told one guy too in Unilife. And I said, this guy, is he a developer? And I said, no, that this guy, in fact, the only thing he developed is one toy robot. You see this, two-wheel drive. But when this guy start posting, you would think maybe he was the one that joined Elon Musk to build that rocket. That space bus. You would think maybe he was the one that helped them to build that humanoid robot. The way this guy would put it, it was only this two-wheel drive that this guy developed. In fact, I think it was still a okay. It was not even the university as at then. I'm talking about 2 years ago, 3 years ago. I don't know, maybe he has gained admission now. But this guy used that platform and he was able to get traction. If you look at his post now, you see white people, the Western people liking his post. He will go on the internet, look for innovation that some people develop and they showcase the video. He will bring it to his own platform and showcase to people. And people start liking and commenting. Do you get it? And there was time that he said someone gave him a laptop. It's there. They invited me for one whatever. There was a time he was like, okay, he had a dream about Elon Musk, giving him a job. But I think that would not give him that listening here because he checked his profile. You don't even have any skill. And you said Elon Musk gave you had a dream. In fact, I remember then that I went on Twitter to tag Elon Musk about this boy. That one boy. But later, and I realized that he's not even in the university yet. And you are talking about Elon Musk working with Elon Musk. So you don't have any skill. But he was able to use the platform properly. So please use LinkedIn. Me, I don't know about other platforms, but you see that LinkedIn, see your destiny helper is there. The person that will take your solution, take you out, show you to the whole world, make you get to your dreamland is there on LinkedIn. So it's a platform that you just forget about government for now. Just leave government. Use that place. You can't travel to America right now. You can't be in Canada at the same time being in Australia. But that LinkedIn, when you are there, people in US will be seeing you. People in UK will be seeing you, and they will be seeing your post. People everywhere across the world, and when they need you, when there's an opportunity, they reach out to you. Please use it. Be consistent.
Thank you so much, Ma. You really dissected Chinedu, I'm not going to ask if that satisfies your question because she took her time to answer that question. So I'm not going to ask. But thank you so much, Ma. So the last question will be Sharon Any. So please unmute your mic and ask your question, my dear.
All right, good evening.
Sharon, good evening.
We can hear you, Sharon. Go ahead.
Please go ahead because of time. I need to go for dinner.
How can we narrow down to the one that we're going to specialize in?
Sharon, please, are you here?
Yes, I am. Can
Okay,
you hear
please
me?
ask your question.
Okay.
Sorry, am I the only
But
one who
like
can't?
I've looked into different aspects already, and I'm not sure which one to go into yet. So, is anyone hearing me?
I can. We can hear you now.
I think you should take it again. Take the question again. Hello, Sharon. Take the question again, or you write it in the chat box.
Said in drone development, um, should I say FEA? Yes, finite element analysis. I'm also interested in programming and robotics as well. What's your advice on us narrowing down which specialization we want to focus on and what to do when it comes to picking a specific or specialized career paths, not necessarily aerospace engineering, even if we're studying aerospace engineering.
Okay, ma. So I think she said she has various interests in embedded systems and robotics related to drones, related to FGPA, and
Okay.
the rest.
Oh,
Yeah. So she's asking that how does one who is trying to navigate their career path, especially as I think she's an undergraduate, so especially as an undergraduate, how does one now navigate the passion that they have and streamline everything adequately? Like, yeah.
okay. Okay. So, but that's a good one. The FPGA that you mentioned, I remember we were looking for a developer that can help us, train our FPGA. We couldn't find one in Nigeria. FPGA developer. No, we couldn't find one. The people that we are seeing, they're outside the country and it was quite expensive. And we have to like change that. Okay, I think we can use that technology in this thing and it will even make it more expensive. So it's good for you to pursue that. It's very good. But the usage, I mean, we are not in the Nigeria is not the right place to utilize such skill. Well, it's fine for you to have it, but we don't know what will happen tomorrow. You might decide to like, okay, you want to change your environment. So back to the question. You've mentioned about four field now. You mentioned robotics, embedded systems, drone, and the FPGA. So this is what I'm going to say. It's to fall back to the embedded C. Embedded C is just like the gateway into all those things. Gateway into drone because you need it in drone. Gateway into robotics, even the FPGA programming. The FPGA is just like a processor on its own. So embedded C, it's like a gateway. So if you're able to get through that gate, then it opens door for you to go into other ones. So I would suggest that since you're coming from that aeronautic space, go for the embedded systems. So embedded system will introduce you, expose you to all the programming languages, even part of firmware. Then before you're not talking about bringing other hardware when it comes to drone, robotics, and probably you decide to also go into programming FPGA. So please try go for the embedded systems first.
Does that answer your question, Sharon?
That
Question,
was network
Sharon,
very
does
bad.
that? Sorry, ma.
Yes, it does. Yes, it
All
does.
right,
Thank
thank you.
you.
Okay.
Thank you, Sharon.
Okay. So
Thank you, guys. I will need to leave you now. I'm
thank you
going for
so
my
much, ma.
I'm exhausted.
Thank you
It's
so
a
much, ma.
pleasure speaking
Th-
with you.
thank you for
Um,
honoring us with your
email.
presence.
If you have any question, please you can send to me via email or my LinkedIn. I think you have my LinkedIn.
Yes, I'll drop it in the
Yeah,
chat
yeah,
box
please.
later.
All right. Thank you, and I wish you a good evening.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
ma. Thank
Bye.
you. Good night. Okay. Hi, guys. Please don't leave, oh, for all of you that are leaving. Okay. So I want to wrap this up by 7:57. This 7:54, according to my own time. Okay, so once again, thank you guys so much for joining. Thank you for spreading the word and for everything, because this was a huge success. If not for anything, for the questions that you guys asked alone, for me it was very huge, and I'm very very grateful. Okay, so Mrs. Kemisola has dropped her email, and I'll also now let me drop her the link to her LinkedIn profile. Just give me one second. Okay. So that's the link to her LinkedIn profile. Please make sure that you connect with her, send her connection request. I think she'll accept almost immediately. If you have any questions, you can reach out to me to reach out to her, or you can reach out to her directly. You have her email, you have everything. So for those of us who are members of your favorite engineer, I know that we've been noticing a lot of changes. Just today, yesterday, I sent some messages that some groups were going to be removed from the community for those people who are on the WhatsApp community. And then we shall be seeing a lot of changes. All these people that are leaving, no problem. There's promo at the end of this thing, but they'll miss out on it. But I get I get that, oh, it has been seeming that, oh, we just joined a lot, everything is changing, XYZ, blah 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 and blah. But it's not without reason. When we first started your favorite engineer, it was that, oh, I wanted it to be a hardware space, essentially a space for people that love embedded systems, robotics, hardware, everything, and computer aided designs, things shall related to hardware. But for whatever reason, I sort of lost track, and in an attempt to make it inclusive in quotes, I we started doing too much, and um, we started doing too much, and then now it now came to come and bite us in the neck, and we scaled too fast, made so many mistakes, and had to add and remove, add and remove, add and remove. At some point, I even had to like remove some people from my team altogether. My team was made up of people like almost 14 people before. Now we're just five, including me. So it has been a lot. But in the coming year, there is going to be a lot of changes, but positive changes. YF is going to have a number of events, a number of workshops, and a major mentorship program. That mentorship program will give people the opportunity to, um, for a period of 3 months, get training from industry professionals. Because I've already spoken, I've been planning for this since August this year, and this is December. So I'm actually very excited for it. So mentorship program is going to have a lot of industry professionals. For those of you who are very active on LinkedIn, you may know some of them, and a lot of events, webinars, much like this one, that will actually help you to see a clear path as engineers, hardware engineers, and all of that. So, all this serenresha is just to say that YF is changing, and please, for the iteration, a lot of iteration that we are going to do, please do not. We don't want it to seem like we don't know what we are doing. So just be patient with us, and also please, in our next event, because having to record all these meetings on Google Meet is actually taking a lot of space and a lot of data. But if that we actually um live streamed it on YouTube, it would not have taken us so much energy. So please, if you have not subscribed to the YouTube channel, I beg, Like at this point now, I'm literally begging because I've been advertising this thing since, I don't know, I think since last week Wednesday when I started talking about it. We have a YouTube channel. Please and please subscribe to the YouTube channel, so that because um the more people, the more subscribers, the more traction, the more this thing, and the easier it will be for us to actually live stream like all these events. And instead of us like saying that okay, this is going to be available through so and so link, or you may need to download whatever, you can just go to YouTube. I'll just send the link, you just go to YouTube and then you just subscribe from there and stream it, and I'll just send the link. So please, I've dropped the link in the chat box. If you are not following, if you have not subscribed, please subscribe. That is number one. Number two is that now YFE, as we are transitioning to just hardware, we are going to be a paid community. And for those of us who are on this call who actually stay to the end, there's going to be a discount, because by the time that discount elapses, it would have increased by maybe like 5,000. Sorry, I said 5,000, 500 or 1,000 or whatever. So um there's on the community now, I made a mistake. I added the group to the community instead of just leaving it. So sorry, let me come back. There's going to be a paid section of being a YFE member. All other sections are still open to people that are interested in like game development, data science, blah blah blah, and all of that. But the paid version of YFE now is going to be the one that will now have all the workshops, all the discounts for the mentorship program, all the so imagine now maybe for a mentorship program you're paying 50k. As a member of the paid community, you can pay just 30k. And this paid community, for those who stayed on this call to the end, is just going to be 4-5. But then by the time I now like spread the word, it may be like 5,000 or 5,500. But I'm leaning more towards 5,000. So you say 500. So that is the second major thing, and probably the last, because I'm going to, yeah, probably the last, because I need to rush to do other things today, and I have work tomorrow. So this is the link. Please do not share it with anybody outside this school. It is only for, at this price, 4-5, it's only going to be available to the people that stay to the end of this meeting. And in fact, I've screen recorded everything so that I'll see the people who stayed to the end of this call, even though Temi just joined not long ago. But no problem. So the recording for this meeting, I have screen recorded it. I'll upload it to our YouTube channel, and I'll send the link after everything, before the end of today, or probably tomorrow night or evening or afternoon. Start tomorrow. So yeah, so subscribe to our YouTube channel. For those on this call, you get the privilege of getting first dibs on the paid membership. It's just 4-5. Maybe on the seller you see 4,650 because of like charges when they eventually send the ball. You get access to monthly workshops, or probably bi-weekly. We're still working on the structure, but the monthly one is sure. Monthly workshops, access to in-house webinars with industry professionals like Mrs.Kemisola. What else again? Maybe just during our celebrations like International Women's Day, YFE's 1 year anniversary, International Men's Day. Those will now be the ones that are like maybe open to the public, but all the other ones will just be in-house for the paid community, for those who actually paid. So please make your payments using this link, seller.com/YFE, and then make sure that you click on the link to join the group chat after you have paid, so that you can join the group chat and you will not miss this opportunity. But if for whatever reason you miss it, you guys have my number. If you don't have my number, please check the group chat. You guys have my number. Reach out to me. My name is Princess Bamiboye, the name that you're seeing here on LinkedIn. and then like add a note, because these days I've not really been accepting people's connection requests like that. But add a note, send me a message, and do all of that. When will it end? Oh, we are going to kick off next year January, so you have 17 days, I guess. Yeah, you have 17 days. Well, I'll say I think school for students is resuming on the 5th. So let's say till January 5th or January 7th. You guys have till January 7th. I'll just give grace of 2 days. So yeah, that's all. Yeah, that's all. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Please. We are almost at 100. Please. Thank you very much. And I think that is all. And also, I remember that before we started, we did not take opening prayer. And God forgive me. I prayed before coming, but I didn't pray to open the meeting. I'm so sorry. So I'll just take the closing prayer now, and then we'll leave. Yeah. And then as you join the community, please let me know what aspect of hardware you're into, because the what we're covering in the community is embedded systems, robotics, computer aided design, and industrial automation. Those are the four things. I want us to start very small before we now say that okay, we want to scale up to other aspects of hardware engineering. So yeah, tell your friends, spread the word, see my posts on LinkedIn, engage, reach out to me. I'm very nice. I don't bite people. I'm a very nice person. Those who know me from abroad, I'm a very nice person. So I don't bite. So yeah, that's all. So let me close because I need to do all that. Let's close. Sorry, because I know that we need to do other things. Our Heavenly Father, we thank you for the success of this meeting. Thank you for everything that we learned today. Thank you for grace. Thank you for how you've helped us. Thank you for the word, for wisdom, for knowledge, for everything that we learned today that we're going to apply to our daily lives. May your name be highly praised, lifted, and exalted in the name of Jesus. We pray that even as we have brought this meeting has come to an end, that everything that we've learned here today stays with us. We are positively impacted, and we are all the better for it. And Lord, by the time we meet, or by the time we see each other, or continue to communicate, may we keep getting better and better and better with each passing day, week, month, year. To the glory of your name. We close this meeting. Thank you, Lord, for his success. We close this meeting in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. In Jesus' mighty name we have prayed. Amen. Okay, so thank you so much, everybody. Yeah, good night and have a wonderful week ahead. Bye. So yeah, so you can start leaving the meeting.